Welcome to Scolio-Pilates, class 26, core crazy. So it's going to be a bit of a burner today. I kind of promised that in the email that I sent out that the abdominals are going to get a little bit of a workout today. And with, just letting someone in here, with the abdominals getting a bit of a burn in scoliosis, it's not necessarily going to look like the sit-ups that you might have done in the past, like at the gym, lots of crunches. When we work the abdominals, we can work them just as well from a very straight and elongated spine as we can by crunching. And we'll talk about that as we go through class. I won't bore you with all the details right now, or at least maybe I'll just save some of the excitement for later. But let's go ahead and start with a breathing exercise just to kind of inform the body of where we are and what we're up to today. And hands on the knees for starters. I like to start with the heels of my hands on my knees, and the heels of my hands are going to press my knees away. And as my hands press my knees away, my stomach pulls back against my spine, like an entire wall pulling back to my spine. And then, as you know, that spine sits along a nice, warm, fairly lazy river that's traveling to the sky. And that river pulls the hairs on the back up to the sky here. So we elongate. So a little tiny breath in. Exhale, push the heels of the hands into the knees, push the knees away, pull the stomach away from the knees and from the front, or pull the stomach away from me and towards the spine, spine, river, river, sky, and that draws your head up. Let's take another breath in, little inhale, and exhale, press the knees away, stomach, spine, spine, river, river, sky. Good job. Take the arms to a letter V if that's possible. If that's not, take your hands to your rib cage or back to the knees. And then inhale, reach and lift the shoulders up off of the spine. And when the weight of the shoulders come off of the spine, you can feel little spots of your spine that can elongate a bit extra. And then exhale, drop those shoulders back down. And as you drop those shoulders down, try not to sink the spine underneath the new weight. So inhaling, up, 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 up. Shoulders are in my ears. Stomach is to my spine. Spine, river, river, sky as my shoulders drop. I don't know about you, but this is an enormous amount of abdominal control and spine control for me to not let the weight of my shoulders drop me into my curve. Twice more. Inhale, up, 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 up. Super long here. Good work. Shoulders in the ears. And exhale, shoulders out of the ears, stomach, spine, spine, river, river, sky. Last time, inhaling. And then from here, exhaling, shoulders come down out of the ears and the shoulders rest on the rib cage, but they don't shorten the spine. Good work. Give it a little wiggle. And we're going to do one more here, one more elongation to kind of tell the spine that we're going to try to stay long for a bit here. And we're going to take the hands behind the head. So my thumbs are going to my jaw. My fingers go to the back of my head. And I'm going to lift my head towards the sky with only about 10% effort. And it's 10% effort because it's actually quite difficult, or I should say it could be too much of a stretch on those spine muscles. So we have to go easy breezy. Little inhale, stomach, spine, spine, river, river, sky. Exhaling, keep that length, keep reaching. Good, good, good. And now inhale, lift 20% with the hands. The head's coming up, the shoulders are coming up. And then exhaling, good work. Stomach, spine, spine, river, river, sky. And again, inhaling, lifting, and exhaling, 30 or 40% lift in the head, stomach to the spine, spine to the river, river to the sky. Take the arms up, take the arms out, give it a little wiggle, and then from here, bring the wrists together, fingers are out, and then wrists out, fingers in. Good. Just kind of getting like a little nerve glide going through the hands here. I'm not going way back here behind myself. I'm only going to the sides of the room. So super tall here, really tall. Give the shoulders a little bit of something here to do to get them moving. As you're doing this, we'll do about 5 more. I want you to think that your hands are still behind your head, your thumbs are still on your jaw, and you're lifting yourself by your head with about 30% effort towards the sky. Your head is hanging from a cloud. There you go. And let's just do 1 more here because I have no idea what number we're on, as usual. And stop right there. Good. And give it a little wiggle. All right, let's start with our a gentle version of the muscle cylinder. If it's difficult for you to sit with the legs in front, and by difficult, what I mean is maybe not so much difficult as what I'm looking for here is that your spine is straight, that you're almost tipped towards your thighs, and that your spine is not curved at all, and you're not fighting these muscles to come forward. If you are, grab a little chair or a chair, grab a yoga block, grab something that you can sit on that that will kind of tip you forward a bit, because this isn't going to work at all. All right, so then from here, hands by your hips, and you're going to elongate. You can have your hands flat, you can have your hands in fists. I like to use tents. My fingers are going down and I push down through my hands and I elongate up through the spine. And again, here we'll inhale, exhale, rib, stomach, stomach, spine, spine, river. Again, inhale, exhale, rib, stomach, stomach, spine, spine, river. Last time, tip yourself slightly forward, and last time, inhale, exhale, rib, stomach, stomach, spine, spine, river. And give it a little break, give it a little wiggle, and you might just tip back and give your quads a little break as well. If you have a yoga mat, I just thought of this, if you have a yoga mat next to you and those quads are starting to burn on you, you know, you could always fold it up and sit on it this way so that you have this kind of forward tip motion so that those quads aren't catching on fire and you're able to use your stomach muscles. So in this position, as we breathe, the stomach and the spine muscles work, but as we tip forward a little bit and we keep that really long spine, then the stomach has to work even more. So let's just do a few more breaths here. Press the fingers down, lift the head to the sky, ribs come to the stomach, stomach, spine, spine, river, and we inhale. Exhale. We get taller and we slightly tip forward. That's going to make those abdominals contract. Again, inhale, get super tall. Exhale, slight tip forward. You see how small that movement is? I went from here to about there. And again, inhale, super tall. And exhale, tipping forward. Last time, inhale, getting tall. Exhale, tipping forward. Good job, everyone. So we're gonna I'm gonna face forward now and back up just a little smidge, because what I'd like to do is work on the muscle cylinder. We're working up to a new exercise for us today. So I'll scoot back just another little smidge. Since Gus isn't here, I have space. Okay, same thing here, lifting up. If you need to sit on a chair or some sort of lift, that is very, very perfect. I just don't have it available here, or I'd show you. We're going to work on muscle cylinder by taking the arms to our sides. We have to locate our low back tide pull. So there's one side of the low back that's a sand dune. That's for me, my left side. And there's one side of the back that's a tide pull that kind of caves in. And that's my right side. It's the side of the tide pull that we're going to tip towards. So we have to imagine that, you know, we're kind of like the Leaning Tower of Pisa here, and we're going to tip one way and the other, and nothing bends side. This is absolutely not a side bend. Okay, so here we go. Use your external struts. Take your Leaning Tower of Pisa and push it. I'm going to use my left hand to push me towards my right side. And so now I push down through my right hip. I take my hand, my other arm up to the ceiling, and I look, let me take this off so you can see better, and I look at my sides in the video that's in front of me. Use your own video and make sure these sides are even and not doing this. This is not even. So I push down through my tide pool, my hip on the side of my tide pool. I take the other arm up and I come back to center. It's just that easy, right? And then we're going to go to the other side. So I'm tipping away. This is my tide pool side on my low back. And I'm going to take my hand and push that hip towards the floor. I'm going to look at my video, your mirror or your video, and make sure both sides are flat and even, that you're not stuck here. Push, push, push. Take the opposite arm up, pushing my tide pool hip down, and I come back to center. Give it a little wiggle. Those of you who are joining for the first time, you've joined on a pretty tough class, so hang in there. And it's okay to do just little tiny bits here and there. All right, so from here, hands by the sides, I'm going to push myself towards my tide pool side. This is my low back tide pool on the right. I push that hip as if I'm standing on it, on the edge of a cliff here, so I'm standing firmly so I don't fall. My other arm goes up. I keep both sides super long, super straight. I stay this time and I inhale and I exhale. I inhale and I exhale. Whew. I come back to center. Give it a little wiggle if you need to. And then we go to the other side, and I'm going to tip myself over. This is the side of my tide pool. I push that hip down. Good. The hard part, I take the other arm up. Both sides stay super long, super straight. I inhale, and I exhale. I inhale, and I exhale. Back to center. Okay, give that a wiggle. If anybody else's legs are trying to cramp besides mine. All right, I'm going to turn my mat so it's facing you because this one's going to travel a little bit. We're going to use the muscle cylinder exercise to create kind of like a little train movement. I used to do this with my little ones when we were doing creative dance, creative movement. So you are going to use your butt bones. They're going to be like feet, right? And we're going to take our arms up in this nice tall position. And you're going to walk yourself forward on your butt feet. So just try that first. Just walk yourself forward and walk yourself back. You're on your butt feet. Da-da-da-da-da-da. And let's start here in the back of the mat together. So we'll count this. We'll make it a little bit of choreography. So arms go up. And here we go. Walk 1 and a 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and a 6 and 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Reverse it. And 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and a 6. Cramp. 7, 8. Cramp. 9, 10 and 11 and 12. Give it a break. Woo, lots of cramps in the legs. And go ahead and lift up your head towards the sky. Good. Give it a nice elongation. Hands are by the hips and let your spine drop down. Nice job, Al. There's only a few of you that I can see, but you're doing good. And from here, again, hands up to the sky, really reaching. You may want to try to interlace your fingers so you get the extra lift. And here we go. 1 and a 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and a 6 and 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Reverse. And 2 and 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Again. And 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and a 6 and 7 and 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Elongate. Get your head, get your hands on the sky. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and a 1. Last time, and 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Reverse it, and 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Good job, everybody. Give your legs a little shake. Ah! So we're going to come back to that in a moment, but I want to give it a little break. We're still building up to another little variation there. It won't necessarily be harder. It'll just be a little bit more information for your brain to take on. Since we've been using the abdominals quite a bit on these exercises, you might feel it right here at the hip crease. Let's stretch those out a little bit with a different exercise. So I'm going to just turn my mat so you can see. You can stay right where you are. And I'm going to grab my wedges. If you have them, you can grab them. I'm going to pop them in. If you know where your wedges go ahead and pop them there. And then from here, let's just slow it down for just a moment. I want you to place, first I want you to locate the hip that likes to lift forward. So for me, it's my right hip likes to lift forward. I'm going to put my hand on my right hip. And I'm going to put my other hand on my opposite rib. And I'm going to imagine very heavy stardust falling into my hands and just weighing my hands down. And it's going to weigh down those 2 points on my back. So the right hip for me and the left rib. It could be opposite for you. So again, let's take a little inhale here. And exhale. Drop the hip and drop the rib. And again, little inhale. Exhaling, drop the hip, drop the rib. One more time, little inhale. And exhale, drop and drop. Good job, everyone. If you have wedges in, take them out for just a minute. Everyone give yourself just a little wiggle so your body can kind of neutralize back to where it likes to live. In this position, place your fingers on your hip bones. And then go ahead and look up. See if there's one side of the hip that likes to lift closer to the sky or not. So let's just check back in and make sure that we guessed right about which hip likes to lift up towards the ceiling. And again, like I was saying before, my right hip just wants to live super close to the sky, and my left hip would like to bury itself in the sand, and it's still doing the exact same thing here. So just double check that with your own body. If your right hip is forward, place your right hand on top of it. If your left hip is forward, push your left hand on top of it. So I'll put my right hand on my right hip. I'm going to pop my wedges back in to give me a little assistance here. And since my right hand is on my right hip, my left hand goes on my left rib. I open up those piano keys, just a little smidge here. And here we go with the stardust. One more time. Little inhale. Exhale. Stardust in the hands, weighted heavy, the hip drops and the rib drops. You have 2 more like that. Inhale. Exhaling. Stardust, heavy hip, heavy rib to the mat. Just one more time. Little breath in. Exhaling, stardust hands, and your body drops to the mat. The hand that's on the hip, so for me it's my right, that leg is going to straighten. And we're just going to add on to this. And we inhale, exhale, drop the hip, drop the rib, lift the leg just a centimeter, half an inch off the floor, and coming back down. Little inhale. Exhale, drop the hip, drop the rib, squeeze the butt, lift the leg, and back down. You have just one more like this. Little inhale, stardust hands, and as you exhale, you lift that leg. Keep the leg lifted. I know my leg's not very high, so it might be hard to see, but this right leg is off the floor. My right butt is squeezing quite hard. From here, I'm going to go up and down just little pulses, but this leg never touches the floor again. So this hamstring muscle, sometimes we call it the leg butt. So the muscle on the back of the thigh is trying very hard to push itself up into my glutes, into my butt muscles. So stardust hands, squeeze the leg butt, squeeze the real butt, and lifting that leg, like little bounces, little splashes on the water here. So take 10 and 9 and 8, stardust hands. Make sure your spine is staying level here. Good work. Good. And take a break. Bend that leg, give it a little wiggle. And we're going to do that one more time. Okay, so hands back on the hip and on the rib, stardust hands, piano keys, straighten your right leg, lift that right leg up, little inhale, I'm sorry, it could be your left leg. Whatever leg your hand is on, right? So if your hand is on your right hip, right leg straight. Lift that leg up, squeeze the leg butt up into the glutes, squeeze your glutes here, and inhaling for 2 or 3 bounces, exhaling for 2 or 3 bounces. Inhale, 2, 3, and exhale, 2, 3. Good work. Inhale, 2, 3, and exhale, 2, 3. And inhale, 2, 3, and exhale, 2, 3, and inhale, 2, 3, and exhale, 2, 3. Good work, everyone. Give it another little wiggle. Keep your wedges in place if you have them. We need to stretch out those hip flexors a little bit. I'd like you to take your feet to the edge of your yoga mat. If you don't have a mat that you're lying on, then take your feet a little wider than the hips. Okay, so they're not together here. They're a little bit wide. My feet are pointing to the outside. If you have a yoga mat, or you can imagine that you have one, heels are on the mat, toes are pointing a bit outwards. They don't have to point way out, right? Just a bit. From here, I'm going to put my hands back where they were, and I'm going to drop my chest as if it was sliding down a sliding board. My upper chest, I'm going to drop it to my ribs drop to my stomach drops to my spine drops to the mat, and my hips start to curl off of the mat. If you need more stability here, hands on the floor, it's totally fine. You stay lifted, squeeze the butt a little extra, and we roll down. Oh, geez, it's a major leg cramp day for me. And then we roll down little bits at a time, all the way, all the way. Okay, nice job, everyone. Hands back on the hip and the rib. And then your chest, upper chest slides down the sliding board to your ribs slide to your stomach slides to the spine sinks to the mat, and everybody comes up. And then you can keep your hands on the hip and the rib, or you can press down with your hands to lift the hips up. And then we roll right back down through the spine. Hands back on the hip and the rib to keep those points solid on the floor. Last time, little inhale, exhale, sliding board, chest, ribs, stomach, spine to the mat, and you roll up and you stay. I'm going to keep my hands on my hip, taking it down towards the floor because I know it wants to live up here. So I'm going to keep it down. I'm going to keep my ribs down. My bra strap, or the bra strap area of my back, is on the floor. I lift up a little bit. I drop down a little bit. I go up. I go down. Dee da da, da da dee. Up, 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 and down, down, down. And so it's just little tiny movements here. Down and a up and a down and up and a dee da da and a dee 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 da 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 dee da da da, and 5 and down and 4 and down, 3 dee dee dee, 2 da da da, and 1. Roll all the way down through your back and give it a little wiggle. And you can either roll to one side or roll up through your center. And let's go back to what we were working on before, now that we've given those muscles a little break. Sometimes it's, you know, not necessary to just beat the crap out of your body. You know, you can kind of bounce back and forth in between things. There is something about, you know, doing this one exercise after another exercise after another exercise for one set of muscles. You know, you're building stamina. It's one thing to build strength, but you also want to build stamina. So both are good, but I think in our case today, we'll probably keep bouncing around a bit. Okay, so from here, trying to get in the middle here. All right, let's go back to this exercise where we were walking on our butt feet, but we're going to slow it down a bit. We're going to combine this exercise with the muscle cylinder exercise. So when you walk onto the side of your low back tide pool, so for me it's on the right, when that butt foot, so that butt bone, we can call it a butt foot, when that butt foot is on the floor, I'm going to pause and I'm going to reach. And then I'll take 1, 2, 3, 4, and then butt foot and pause and reach, okay? And then I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then pause. I'm always going to pause on the same side. And I'm only doing this because my legs are cramping like mad today. I was up really late last night teaching, about 1 a.m. And I don't think I got quite the number of hours that my legs would have liked to have slept. So it makes me a little crampy sometimes. So here we go. Let's start with just our arms by the sides, okay? Just kind of like marching. And march. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to stop on the side of my low back tide pool. So I'm on my right butt foot. I take the other arm up and I hold. Inhaling. And I exhale. Get super tall, Judy. Taller. There it is. And again, walking. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to pause on the side of my right side. And I'm reaching. Super tall, everyone. Don't look at me for just a moment. Just look forward. Lift the chest, Joy. More lift. Right here. There it is. And now walk backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. I pause. And I lift. Good job. Lift that chest, Joy. Lift, lift, lift. In the front. There you go. And now back again. 1, 2, 3, 4. I pause. I lift the chest. I lift the arm. Up, up, up. Hold. And again, back. 1, 2, 3, 4. And pause. Lift, lift, lift. Long, long, long. Look in your video of yourself. And make sure you're long. Good. And take a break. Whew. Heavy legs today. Shake it out. Good job, everybody. It's really not an easy exercise. There's so much going on there. Okay, let's give that a little break. And I'd like to use the wall, which I should have told you in the email. But if you can put yourself, while I'm jabbering away here, near a wall, or you can put your feet up against anything that doesn't move. It has to be pretty solid. So Al, your fireplace behind you would be perfect. Just kind of put your mat lengthwise right there in front of it, because we're going to be lying on our sides. Doors actually work perfectly because on the floor here, I've got a little bit of a floorboard, which is going to get a little bit in the way, but it won't be too bad. I'll deal with it. Okay, so if you have a door, you have a dresser, you've got, sometimes people use couches, because even though the couch can be a little bit, give a little bit too much, the edges of the couch have wood usually that you can put your feet along. So we're going to start by lying on the side. We have to identify the upper back. Where is the sand dune and where is the tide pool? And my upper back sand dune is on my right. And so we're gonna lie on the upper back sand dune side, but that side cannot touch the floor. So that's important. I should probably check what time it is so I don't keep you here till, I'll keep you here till 1 a.m. because I get to teach till then. You should just stay. So go ahead and go down on that side. And don't let it touch. There's air here. And both feet are going to stand on the wall. Okay, so keeping lifted here. Both feet are on the wall. And I'm going to take the top arm over my head. Now you can just reach that arm if that's comfortable, or you can take that arm and grab the opposite elbow. Bring the ribs close to the stomach, stomach close to the spine. Okay. So now this is all abdominal, keeping you lifted here. It's all abs, it's all spine, making this happen. Some hip actions definitely happening. So now I want you to take your top leg, lift it off the wall, and put it back down and stand firmly on the wall. Your top arm or your top elbow reaches away. That's really important. Both legs push firmly, firm, firm, firm. Now lift up, come down, you stand on both legs. One heel is not allowed to lift off the wall. Get both balls of the feet from left to right and both heels firmly on that wall. Lift up, come down, and stand. Lift up, come down, and stand. Up, down, and stand on that wall. Up, down, both feet firmly on the wall. So it's not okay for one foot to be kind of like hanging out. They both have to stand as if they've been nailed down to the wall there. Up, down, and standing. Last time, up, down, and standing. Keep those ribs off of the floor, but bend both legs to give it a break. Both toes go to the sky, and both toes come down. So the ribs stay off, but we're just giving the abdominals and the spine muscles and the hip muscles a little bit of a break. Okay, both feet back on the wall. Woo, where's my wall? There it is. Standing on the wall. And I'm going to lift my bottom leg now. So my bottom leg comes up, super squeezes, and comes down. I need to get closer to my wall. Okay. And my bottom leg comes up, super squeeze, and then I stand on that leg again. Keep those ribs off the floor. Up, 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 and down you go. Up, and down you go. Keep the stomach to the spine, and down you go. Up, and down. Last time, up, and down. Good job. Bend both knees, keep the ribs off the floor, and you have a little tail wag here. It's a little happy dog tail wag. Okay, go ahead and rock yourself up to sitting, everyone. And we're gonna do the other side. I wanted to start on that side because I wanted to be able to see you. But we'll go to the other side now. You'll see my back. As we go down, because this is the side of my upper back tide pull, I'm gonna go down one rib at a time. So I put down my lowest rib and I open up the next, I open up the next, I open up the next, I come all the way down, I put both feet on the wall, I'm too far away, and so I get those ribs back down again. Okay, make sure that both feet are firmly planted in the wall, and from here the arm reaches to the sky, if you can do that. If not, just touch the floor like a little kickstand here, like on a bike. Otherwise, hand to the sky. Up and stand on the wall. Ribs stay on the floor this time. Don't let them release when the leg goes up. Up and come back down. Up and come back down. Up and come. You have 4 more. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Bend both legs. Take the toes to the sky. Give the puppy dog tail a little wag. 3 more wags. 3 and 2 and 1. Stand on both legs. Bottom leg goes up and down. Keep the ribs on the mat. And 3 and 4. Keep going here. Bottom leg up and then stand on it. Bottom leg up and stand. Up and stand. Up and stand. 3 more. Up, stand on both legs, up, stand on both legs, here and down. Last time, up and down. Bend both legs, puppy dog wag. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 more. Good job, everybody. I didn't get to see that, but I'm trusting it went reasonably well. Let me know later on if you have questions about it. Okay, so let's grab your band. If you have your exercise band, if you don't have a band, then grab a t-shirt. You can just use it to, hold so that nothing is moving around too much here. And we're going to do a little more abdominal work. So let's start how we did in the beginning, except with the band around the feet, which should help actually. So the band will go over the balls of the feet. You get really tall here, and you lean slightly forward. And if you're holding onto the band, that should help with that lean forward. Just be certain that when you lean forward, your shoulders don't round, your head doesn't drop, your chest doesn't drop. So you definitely are not here. You're not even here. You're just super, super long. And those abs, as you're pulling forward, are trying super hard to pull away from the thighs, okay? So here we go. So sitting up really tall, you are going to start by leaning forward, pull the abs away from the thighs, and then come up straight. So now you're tall to the sky. And now lean back just a little bit, and you're still really tall here. We're not trying to curl the spine. Everything is as long as we can possibly get it. Back to center, going forward, stomach away from the thighs. To center, imagine your hands behind the head, pulling you to the sky. Leaning back, squeeze the butt muscles, pull the stomach towards the spine now so that you don't arch here. Back to center, head pulls you to the sky. Leaning forward, stomach away from the thighs. Back to center, head to the sky. Leaning back, stomach to the spine. Good job, everyone. This looks nice. Back to center, leaning forward, stomach away from the thighs. Back to center, head to the sky. Leaning back, stomach, spine, spine, river, river, sky. Back to center, head to the sky. One more time, stomach away from the thighs, head to the sky, and stomach to the spine. Okay, got that? So there's those 3 different positions. Yeah, and so each time you move, the stomach has to work very differently. Here it's pulling away, here it's lifting up, and here it's pulling back to the spine. Okay, so now let's cross the band. So if you can see, the band is crossed here, still on the balls of my feet. And we're just going to add a little arm action to this, which is going to make the stomach work a little bit more here. So head sky, stomach spine, lean forward, bring that stomach super far away from the thighs, right? So you're trying to really pull in. Hold this position, bend the elbows back to the sides of the room and back to the sides of the room. Let me show you from the front. So I'm leaning forward and I'm pulling my elbows this way and coming forward. I'm not trying to come back up as I pull the arms. I'm trying to maintain my position and only my elbows go back a smidge. Okay, so leaning forward, and if I can, I'm going to get those elbows almost in line with my shoulders here. I don't want them actually in line with the shoulders, that's too far back, but bringing them back about to there. Okay, so that's position 1. And then we come back up to nice tall spine, and we pull the arms here. As we pull the arms here, we squeeze the butt muscles, we lift the magic diamond, and we go forward. Let's do 3 more. Lift the butt muscles, the magic diamond lifts, and the magic diamond is that gusset that's in your leotard pants. And so you lift that diamond up, it's a pelvic floor cue, and you have one more. Lifting, lifting, lifting. Hold this, keep your arms here, lean back, keep squeezing the butt muscles, squeeze those legs together, head to the sky, it's riding up your river, arms go straight, arms pull in, squeeze those thighs together, get the spine super long. And arms go forward, squeeze those thighs together, spine gets super long. And forward, and pull. And forward, and pull. And forward, and pull. Again, here and there. You have one more to go. Spine stays super straight and long, and then come back to center. And then let's give the legs a little break here. Just kind of give it a little wiggle, a little wiggle. Okay, everybody doing okay with that? Okay, it's one of my favorite series is to do this abdominal work combined with arms. So we're gonna do another set with a different set of arms and just give the abdominals the challenge of having to hold the spine up. Before we do that, just come back to your seated position here and let's just kind of find that length in the spine one more time before we add the arms. So let's take the hands behind the head, thumbs at the jaw, and just elongate here. Inhaling, exhale, ribs, stomach, stomach, spine, spine, river, river, sky. You just have two more of those. Little inhale, exhale, ribs, stomach, stomach, spine, spine, river, river, sky. Last time. Inhale, and exhaling to lift. Good. Take the arms out to the sides of the room. Really reach the fingers wide. And let's give it a little wiggle. And let's do a different arm series with this one. Okay. So abdominals, abdominals. Let's take the band around the feet again. We are going to cross the band again. And my hands are going to go on top. My palms are looking down at the floor so that I can do a bicep curl here. Okay, so I don't have like an awkward hand position as I'm going up and down here. Okay, from here, go ahead and lean forward. So pull that stomach in. I'm going to choke up on my band a little bit more. Squeeze the butt muscles and then bend the elbows and stretch. As you bend the elbows, squeeze the butt, pull the stomach away from the thighs and going forward. And again, inner thighs, butt squeezes and release. And again, glutes, glutes, glutes. Oh, I just saw my back was starting to round. So make sure yours is staying nice and long. Again, inner thighs, squeeze the glutes, keep everything nice and long. And you've got three more. Squeeze those inner thighs, pull the glutes from the thighs, and twice more. Inhaling, exhale, get longer. Inhaling, exhale, get longer. Come back to your center here. And from here, same thing. Your head is hanging from a cloud, and you go forward. Squeeze the glutes, pull the stomach to the spine, and out you go. Squeeze the glutes, stomach, spine, and your arms lengthen. Whew, I'm getting a little tired. My abs are working. I don't know if you're really aware of your abs burning here necessarily, but they're working like crazy. Get that head up to the sky, squeeze those glutes, lift the magic diamond, and out you go. One more time. Squeeze the inner thighs, squeeze the glutes, lift the magic diamond, and out you go. Leaning back here as far as you can, keeping those abs engaged. Now, pull and stretch and pull. Stomach to the spine, spine, river, river, sky. And back and forth. Inhaling, get super tall in the spine, squeeze the inner thighs, exhale, lengthening. Three more. Inhale, squeeze the inner thighs and lengthening. Inhale, squeeze the inner thighs and lengthening. Last time, squeeze the inner thighs, pull the stomach to the spine and lengthening. Good work. Super, super good work. Okay, everyone. So from here, let's give that a little break and let's work the abdominals in a slightly different way. And we're going to come on to all fours. So here I am. So anytime you're doing a plank position, you're working the abdominals at least 40% of what you would be doing if you were doing like a regular sit-up. So it's a little more than half. However, it's something that's very sustainable and you can do for a much longer time. So it's a great strengthening exercise, but also really great for stamina. So find your low back tide pull. So my low back tide pull is on my right low back, and I'm going to straighten that leg. So again, my low back tide pull is on my right. My low back sand dune is on my left. So I straighten the leg on the side of my low back tide pull. From this position, I'm going to hold this and I'm going to inhale. I'm going to shift my weight forward as I point my back foot. I'm going to exhale, shift my weight back towards the heel. I can feel a little stretch in my calf, don't overdo it. I'm going to move my hands out a little bit more so I get a little bit more sway going on here. I'm going to inhale, and I'm going to come forward, and I'm going to exhale, and I'm going to come back. Inhale, I go forward, exhale, I go back. Lots of stomach action here. Pull that stomach to the spine, pull that spine to the river. Make sure that everything is nice and strong here. Back and forth. Now, let's try walking the hands closer to the knee. I'm going to walk in a little bit further. I'm going to push back through my heel and then going forward. I think I'll turn my wrists, my hands out a little bit so I don't get the strain on my wrist. I'm going to go forward, forward, forward. It's a very different action in the shoulders. And then go back through the heel and forward in the shoulders. Pull the stomach in and back through the heel and forward in the shoulders. Twice more, inhaling back in the heel. Exhale, lots of stomach as you shoot forward. Inhale, back in the heel. And exhale, shooting forward. Lots of stomach, everyone. Stomach, spine, stomach, spine, stomach, spine. Imagine there's a 2-year-old in the room. That 2-year-old's going to come punch you in the stomach. Pull in even more. Good. Okay. Now take the, if you have your right leg back, take your left hand off the floor or vice versa. And we're going to hold this position. Inhale. Exhale, stomach, spine, stomach, spine, stomach, spine, and release. Come all the way back down. You're going to come up onto your fingers here, tuck your toes under, and you're going to reach your hips back behind you to elongate through the spine. This is not a rounding of the back. I'm not going here. I am elongating through the spine. And then coming forward, inhaling, exhaling, back you go, stomach, spine. Now your dolphin tail is your butt. Your dolphin tail reaches behind you. Your dolphin spout reaches to the wall in front of you. And forward. 3 more. Back you go. Nice and long here. Make sure the spine is long, not rounded. Pull your stomach into the spine. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Dolphin spout goes forward. And you come forward. You have 1 more. And here we go. Pulling back. Lots of length. That looks really nice. Good, good, good. Pull the stomach away from the quads here. Away from the thighs. And come forward. Okay. So to finish up, let's just do one little thing with the hands. I do like to focus on the ends of our bodies a little bit here and there. So with the hands together, clasping the hands, just take a little, circle of the wrists here. So you're just going to go kind of like a figure 8, as if you're, so we're going to try and keep our elbows as still as possible. They're definitely going to move, but we want to keep those wrists being the primary movers here. So lots of wrist action. Good, you've got 3 more, 3 and 2 and 1. Okay, you ready for this? Reverse it. Right? It's like, whoa, I don't think it does that. So you have 5 more. I'm not even sure I actually reversed it. I'd have to watch the video. I have a feeling I didn't. And 2 and 1. Okay, give it a little wiggle. Now from here, I want you to place your hands on the floor in front of you. And let's actually work with the right hand first. So the right hand's on the floor. I want you to lift all the fingers up and then just let them flop down to the floor very, very quickly. So they pull all fingers up and they just slap down to the floor. Pull them all up and they slap back down. You have got 2 more here. Up and slap. Last time. Up and slap. Same thing with the thumb. Up and slap. Up. And it just kind of just slaps down. You're not trying to push it down. This is just gravity. I don't know if you can hear my thumb slapping the floor, but it's just falling with gravity. 2 more. 1 and 2. Let's do the other side. Lift all fingers up. Go this way. And they just flop down. All fingers up. They flop down. And again, up, up, up. Down, down, down. Up they go. Down they go. Last time. Up and down. Now the thumb. Lift the thumb and drop. Lift the thumb and drop. And up and drop. 2 more. Here and there. Last time. Here and there. Now go back to that right hand. Lift all fingers up. And 1 finger at a time, you're going to let the fingers go to the floor. So I'm going to let my pinky finger drop to the floor. So it's down. And now I'm going to let go of my next finger and it's going to go down. I let go of the next and it goes down. And I let go of the next and it goes down. So 1 at a time. It drops. Next finger drops. Next finger drops. Next finger drops. Here we go again. Lift all fingers. Dropping. 2, 3, and 4. Twice more. Lifting. Drop and a D. Da, 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 da. Last time. Lifting. Drop. D, D, D. Da, 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 da. Changing sides. Lift all up. Drop 1 and a 2 and 3 and 4. All come up. Drop. Whoops. Drop and a 2 and 3 and 4. Twice more. Drop and a drop. D, D, D. Da, da. Last time, drop, D, 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 da, 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 da. Good. Give it a little shake, everyone. And let's just take a little breath to finish up. And here we go. Take a big inhale. Good. And exhale. Keep the head on the ceiling as you take the arms down. So the head goes up as the arms go down. Last time, up, inhaling up. And exhaling as the arms go down. Okay, good job, everyone. Thank you so much. And for those of you who are here for the live class, I am here for questions.